Hello, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. And yeah, back again with another upload, people. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me. And we're trying to reach 1K subscribers before the Premier League season ends. If we could do that, then the growth has been even more mad than it already has been. But yeah, it's been fun, people. It's been fun. But thank you for all the support as of recently. But yeah, here to talk about a bit of bad news when it comes to West Ham. We're used to bad news, but as of recently, it's been quite good with 2 wins in a row and stuff like that as well. But at the same time, it's not really a week without some utter West Ham nonsense. I'm not going to be able to bring this up on screen because it's by Sky Sports and I'm going to get copyrighted. But I can read the headline. West Ham midfielder Lucas Paqueta hearing into alleged breach of FA's betting rules due to take place this month and will last 3 weeks. Sky Sports News understands the FA are seeking a lifetime ban for Paqueta. Now, nobody fucking knows whether he did what he did or not, and nobody should be pretending like what we know. What I can only go off of what I've seen from like old ex West Ham employee reports and stuff like that is the only things I can really go off. I remember the original allegation was his family were betting on him in Brazil games. That was the original allegation, and I believe that allegation a bit more than him actually betting on him getting yellow cards. I just think he's a bozo on the pitch and he gets yellow cards. I think that's quite normal with some of these South Americans, not mean to be disrespectful or anything, but it's true. It happens with a lot of these South American players, even North American players. But I just think he's a bozo, so I don't think the whole yellow card thing is true. And the reason why I can quickly debunk that a little bit, well, I don't think I can completely debunk it because it might be true. But as I was just saying, nobody knows. But the reason why I'm not really in belief of all of that is mainly because, for example, I remember the report. Obviously, it came about around the time where he was meant to move to Manchester City in the 2023 summer window. And that was why he didn't move to Man City, because obviously they would have, gave us 85 million or whatever. And the problem is, one of the yellow cards that they were alleged that he was betting on himself for, which was a report that came out like 6 to 7 months later in last season, was the game against Bournemouth on 1-1 at the start of the season, where the allegation already come out. The allegation came out that week, sorry, of the game they're trying to accuse him of betting on yellow cards. And he would have known by then that he was a move into Manchester City. Because that was the game where we all thought, okay, this could be his last game. This might not be his last game. What we do know about that is that he asked to be taken off around the 60th, 70th minute so he didn't get injured, so just in case that move falls through of him getting injured, etc. Moyes still kept him on for a little bit longer. I think he might have took him off at the end and then put Kera on in DM because Paqueta was playing DM that game, I'm pretty sure. I think it was him and Suchek because we didn't have Alvarez and Ward-Prowse signed by then. And Paqueta still managed to play on. He still managed to play on without like complaining or anything. He hasn't thrown his toys out the pram or anything like that. And that's why I'm a bit suspicious of the initial allegation, because a lot of it is a bit like the timing doesn't add up. Obviously, there's other games. I remember one of them was a game against Aston Villa where they're saying he trying to get a yellow card there. I don't believe none of this. I don't think he's trying to get a yellow card. I just think he's very, very fucking stupid when it comes to him being on the pitch. Great player on his day, but on his day doesn't really come about nowadays. If I'm being 100% honest, as much as I'd seen him have really, really good days for West Ham and really, really good like games in a row for West Ham, I don't see it consistently enough. But there we are, sort of thing. But that's why I don't believe it, because that game against Bournemouth, it was literally like a couple of days after. It was like, oh, the deal has fallen through. We didn't know why. And then a few hours later, it was like Paqueta is alleged for betting allegations or whatever it was, betting breaches. And we're like, okay, one normal day at West Ham. One fucking normal day at West Ham. Honestly, so dumb. So dumb. But they're seeking a lifetime ban. So what could this mean for West Ham? Well, it means that, we paid like 40 40 odd, 50 odd, 60 odd, however, I don't remember how much we paid for Paqueta. I think it was like 40 odd. I could be wrong. Um, and there might have been less. Actually, it might have been less than that. I don't know why I said 50 or 60 odd, but it might have been less than that. I'm not too sure what we paid for him. But this means we would have lost on a lot of money. This means that if we do plan to sell to buy, which the club are saying they have to. So let's say we have to. Well, let's say Paquetá gets a lifetime ban and we lose Mohamed Kudus. As much as neither of them have played well recently, it's still a blow in two positions. We would have to solve that somehow by getting gems or cheap options. Maybe you can include a George Murphy into the squad, but he wouldn't be ready to start for West Ham. I do think he could be good for the squad. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he'd be ready to start. And we're talking two players that play either on a wing or in a number 10. So those are two players in similar positions that we'd have to actually, address. Because Kudus is leaving next summer, I'd assume, unless his performances, because of his terrible form recently, his stock has gone that low, which I doubt because PR is a big thing in football. So you can somehow drive up the PR. The thing is, though, I don't think we should be selling him for anything less than the release clause that we have. Otherwise, it's pointless. If we sell it for anything less than the release clause, it's a terrible deal. It's a terrible deal. I don't care what people say. You have a release clause, and if people are looking at it like, okay, we're not going to trigger that, but we're going to try and negotiate a bit below, and you accept that, yeah, you've been bent over in negotiations, completely bent over. But that would be one of the contributing factors to him getting a lifetime ban. Obviously, he wouldn't be able to play. I think it might apply to Europe because I'm pretty sure Flamengo approached to get him back, and I don't know why any club would approach to get him back if it meant that the bet carried over throughout the whole of football. Because the FA are seeking a lifetime ban, so maybe it's a lifetime ban for England. I don't know whether they have the power to ban him from the whole of European football, but that means we're losing a player regardless. We're losing an asset regardless. We're losing a number, so we might not have him for the rest of the season. And to be honest, I don't really know what to make of it. We kind of just got to hold our L. I'm kind of expecting the worst, even though I don't believe he did what he did. It kind of doesn't matter. It's like any crime ever. It's not about whether you did it or not. It's about what can you prove in court, sort of thing. So we'll see what he can prove. We'll see what he can't prove, and etc. and stuff like that as well. But it is a bit worrying. It is a bit worrying. I don't think and a lot of people were asking me, has his tip and form been due to a case of this whole thing hovering over him? I don't think so. I just think that we're just seeing him for what he is, sort of thing. Like I've given him plenty of chances under managers that I didn't think would get the best out of his attributes, but now that we've got an actual coach, you don't really have an argument with this. As much as you could give everyone a grace period, a settling in period, coaches do get the best out of players quite quickly. And I just believe with what Graham Potter demands, I really trust the manager in his direction. So any player that doesn't thrive in his system, I'm kind of looking towards them now because the systems actually make sense. I know what we're trying to do on the pitch. So I'm not really in for blaming the manager at this current moment in time. But that's kind of it. That's kind of it when it comes to Lucas Paquetá. Like he's had some great moments for West Ham. Obviously, his best moment being that assist for Jared Bowen, putting the ball through when he scored in the Conference League, of course. In the back end of that season, he was really settling in. I guess he was playing well on the left last year, but we could have made him play a lot better because he was still restricted to only doing certain things to within his game by playing on the left, by only combining with Emerson, whereas they would pass side to side to each other. We had no runners in behind. We had no third man run, which I still maintained from last year, which is something we need. I've still not seen that. Because Paquetá is a combination player, and we're still yet to see him actually thrive in his proper ilk. But that's all just my opinion. This is all just my opinion. That's how it could affect West Ham United, etc. Because we're going to be losing a number regardless of what you think of his performances as of recently, whether you think he's been effective or not, good enough in the final third or not. But for me, in my opinion, I purely just think that not only are we going to lose a body, but it's going to be hard to cover because if that would have been an asset that we could have sold to buy if it all gets cleared. If he is not guilty, then I believe we should sell him. Not because he's not good enough or anything, because we have a lot more problems at this club than Lucas Paquetá for sure. However, I believe it's just time's up sort of thing. I think just move on to a different kind of number 10, different kind of number 8. Because he's mainly played in forward positions for us. I believe it's more of a forward replacement. I do believe we should get a number 10 in the summer for sure. But we'll come on to that when we'll come on to that. Make sure to like the video, people. We're going to be shooting out uploads. We might have a match preview for the Newcastle game tonight as well. So look out for that as well. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me, the email for the inquiries. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.